Hey everybody, good morning. This is just a little experiment I'm doing. I bought the new Mod Podge Mod Melts. These are the milk glass white ones. They have these ones and then they have clear ones. And I just picked up these ones to see what they were like before I went crazy and bought the other ones too. So I wanted to kind of experiment, show you guys these. I have a glue stick in my glue gun. So I thought, let me try and see if I get the same result with my regular glue as I would with the glue Mod Melt. So I'm going to use one of these. I'm not going to use, they don't tell you to use any release. So if I have two of these, so if I ruin one with my regular glue gun, so be it. I just want to see the difference. So since I have the glue already in here of my regular glue, I'm going to go around. I see there's a lot of bubbles in this, which, you know, I don't know if the other one has that or not, but I'm just going to kind of do that and give it a tap. And we'll leave that dry, and then I'm going to do the other one that once I get the glue out of there. And then I had one more thing I was going to try. Here we go. I'm going to take just a silicone stamp. These are two things I'm going to do with the Mod Melt. On my non-stick mat, I'm going to stick my thing of glue. I'm going to stick this right down in there and push it all around to see if it gives an imprint. Give that a second to dry. And then I'm going to try to get this glue gun out. I mean, this glue stick out. I don't know how successful I'll be. Come on, baby. You could do it. Oh, I cut it in half. I don't know how good that is. Scissors might not have been the best thing to use. My pliers are upstairs. I got half of it out. The other half I might just squirt out. What else could I try this in real quick? Oh, you know what? I'll try it with my little cutter. Let's see if, we'll see the glue's pretty much out. Okay, so we're good with that. So we're going to see how that holds up. And now I'm putting my Mod Melt in my glue gun. And this will push out the rest of that clear. Okay, so now we're getting to the white part, the white stick. And what I'll do is I'll give that a second to dry. Probably should have put paper down. And I'm going to stick my butterfly right in the middle and push it all the way down. And give it a second to cool off. Let's see how this is doing. It's still a little tacky. All right, so that's working. So we're going to try a few experiments. I have the Lisa Pavelka border mold. I believe it's a metal. You use it with polymer clays and other metal clays, polymer clays, and other moldable mediums. So they come in different things. This is the bamboo. This is the border mold. It has the bamboo in it. So I'm going to try it with this. I have one of the Martha Stewart silicone what are they called? Let me go back a little bit. You know, polymer clay maker mold. I have one of this that makes a baby doll. We'll see how far we get. I have a Wilton, it's a lollipop mold. I use these a lot in my polymer clay, so we'll see how far we get with that. I have another stamp that we'll stamp and see how that does. And then I have some texture plates that we'll see. I'll pull one out and maybe stamp it in if we get that far. So right now, let me lift this up. And it didn't ruin the stamp. There's no glue in here left. So it didn't ruin the stamp, but it didn't do much for the glue. Maybe there wasn't enough glue. It sure looked like there was a lot of glue there for me. Let's see what this comes out like. Still a little warm. Yeah, it's still a little warm. Actually, it looks like it might have stuck. We shall see. And then this bad boy, lift up. That could have taken another minute to cool, but I can see where the cut part is, so we'll give that a minute. I'll peel this up. Yeah, it's still a little bit warm. No big deal. Just peel it up. That's why I love these. Probably should wait till it's all the way dry because it'll just roll off. Love these silicone mats. Fantastic. Just rolls off. It's very it's like peeling glue off of things. Sometimes it becomes very fun. I'm going to give that another second to dry. Then we're going to move on to our mod melt. It should be. Let's see if I can get this out. See, it might have just stuck to the... I do have baby powder. Sure hope the mod melts aren't this hard to get out. I'm sure they're formulated different. Now, I had baby powder, so that might have made a difference. I should have probably put that in there. But I'll use a thing later when I'm done. Well, it looks like all the bubbles came out. If you can see from this side. So I'll pick that out later. Because I just wanted to see what it was like. Let's see this. If I can even pop this out. I might need my husband to pop it out. I might need to use a release on this too. This will be something I'll be picking later. Picking apart. So I can pick the glue apart on it, but it might have stuck to the plastic. Should have brought another one down so I could have tried. Didn't even think about it. Oh, I'll get it. But in the meantime, let's do our mod melt. Yeah, see the hot glue just peels right off. So I wanted to experiment for those who think like I do and think, well, I wonder if I could just use my regular glue. Doesn't seem like you can. It doesn't form it. Doesn't do much of nothing. So instead of me playing and picking that apart, let's go to our mod melts. Now I'm going to do a mod melt in here. And they say you just squeeze it all the way around. And that's the one. And those little boopies will come off, you know, just like regular hot glue. Let's do our bamboo one. I'm just gonna... Goes fast, so I'm not gonna... The stick goes fast, so I'm only gonna do half of it and not all of it. Because this will be great to use in my mixed media pieces. Especially if it works. Just make it a little straight across. Okay. Give it a little run. So we got that. Peels up just like glue on your stick, on your craft sheet rather. Let's try one of our flowers. We'll try medium one. Just gonna pour it in. And I got the white. I don't know why. It was there and I thought, let me try white to see how it covers. And then if I fall in love with these, I'll go buy the clear and probably one more of each color. just to have. Because if these work how they show, I'm going to be so happy. Make sure I get those corners in there. And they sell their own molds. I did not buy them because I thought, let me try the molds I have at home because I have so many because I do polymer clay. And then if this really works how I want it to work, then I'll go buy the molds because they had quite a few that I really liked. Now let's do I'll have to break that off. Let's do our stamp one. We'll do right here. I'm just going to go down to the last of that. Glue molds. And let's stamp it in the middle. Push it down. I just want the texture of the stamp. I don't necessarily, that's hot. Woo! I just want to see how well it releases. So I have other more detailed stamps, but I have quite a few pumpkin ones. That's why I picked pumpkin. And then I want to try this silicone mold, which is a doll. So I'm going to use one more. How many do you get in a pack anyway? 16. So that's quite a bit. So I'm not putting anything in here. This could be a disaster. I'm just going to fill it up. Now you got to wait for the glue to, I don't necessarily have to fill it to the top. My glue has to start melting yet. My Michaels just started carrying these. I've been looking for them. And I went the other day and they had them. And they do have molds. You can look on the site. Then I think I'm just going to do the body. And just keep squirting it in, squirting it in, squirting it in. And my glue needs to heat up a little bit more. So I'm just going to kind of spread this around a little bit until my thing starts melting a little bit more. And we'll see how this comes out. I like finding, you know, with stuff I have here, I like finding things to do with, you know, other things to use. Like I said, I did pick up molds and then I put them back because I thought, let me try what I got at home and see how these work before I go crazy and end up spending, you know, a lot of money on something that I don't like. So I thought, why not make a video? I'm just going to run it around the sides, make sure I get all the sides. And that's that for that. I'm just going to give it a nice kind of tap. See how that comes out. I'll leave those sit. It's very stringy, I will tell you that. And then I have these texture plates, which I use in every thing. So I'm just going to pick one. They're like double-sided. Maybe I'll just do the swirly swirls and just do a little bit. I also wanted to try it in the, let's see, in one of these molds. It'd be helpful if I opened it before I decided to, you know, I think so far ahead. I think I even put some in the mold. Oh, well. Why not? Who cares? All right. So you see, this is just one of those candy molds. We're just going to do the little monkey right here because it's the smallest and I don't have much glue left in here. I think we'll just do his little face. I'm going to have to put another glue stick in, which is fine. Another Mod Podge stick. Mod Podge. They do have a name. I always forget what their name is. Mod Melts. My world, it's a mod stick. Mod Melts. Alright, so we'll just do his little ear. Leave it run down to his face. Go around. His other ear. And now you get to the point where it needs to, the rest of it needs to melt. The stick you just put in. Just going to put a little bit more and kind of move it around. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And I'm going to leave that sit. I'm going to unplug my gun. I'm going to tell you why. And I would advise, if you're going to get these and use them, get a different glue gun. But I'm going to pull out my stick so I don't have the same problem I did when I had my regular glue stick in. Which I usually do. And I have other sticks. Other glue guns. They're upstairs. So I'm just going to lay that bad boy there. Leave him dry. And then maybe just, yeah, I'm out. That way, when I go to put my next glue stick in, I'm done. So I can just lay that right there. And as you can see on here, let's see how close I can get up clear. It's going to clear up in a second. You can see the hot glue on there. Total disaster. Can't pull it out. Can't pull it in. So me and the craft knife are going to have a party later getting that out. No big deal. Not a big deal. So I kind of want to keep this flat. Okay, so let's start undoing. Because it only takes, it's like they said, a few seconds. It is very stringy. I am going to tell you that. So if you get it and you're like, wow, this is really stringy, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just the glue. And it might be the formula, that they use. So our first one we did was this round one. Feels cool. Let's see how it comes out. Now, maybe I should have put baby powder in here. I can feel, I'm going to leave that go for another second because I can feel it's still warm underneath. Let's try this one. Oh, look at that. That came up with, now I'm going to give that a second more to cool. And go around. Oh, I like it. Oh, this is going to be great for mixed media to use those silicone stamps, because it's just going to add texture, and if you have cool cool stamps, which I have tons of them, you can just put that down on your mat and press in, and this is fantastic. The texture you get. Plus, we're going to work on it to get a little bit of, see how the paint adheres. So I'm happy with that. Michael's might be seeing me this weekend. Let's see. Let's see this now. This is our metal one. Feels, like I said, a lot of strings. Not a big deal. Let's peel this up. Okay, come on now. Let's peel it up. Wonder if you could leave it sit too long. Oh, it's coming up. I just gotta get started. There we go. Yep. I have RA, so my hands don't always like to work how they should. Oh, that came out cool. Look at that. Picked up some of the silver off of there, but you can't tell on the thing. But that's going to be really cool once that's textured. Look at that. These are just the mod melts. Come on, yay. Now let's see our flour. It's cool. This comes out like nothing. So, obviously, and it's beautiful. Any silicone mold. This is Martha Stewart. They come in a gazillion different. Martha Stewart has them. Podge has them. But I have tons of these, especially for my polymer clay and stuff. So you don't necessarily have to use theirs, although they have some very, very cute ones. I am going to get a few of them. But you can, these silicone ones, awesome. You saw how easy that came out. So that's a plus plus. Let me try to get this bad boy out. I need something to stick in there. It's still a little warm on the end. I wonder if let me take my little, because you just kind of got to get like a start somewhere to get it to start lifting, and then it comes right out. I would probably advise in these a little bit of baby powder or cooking spray or something. So yeah, I'm having a hard time with these ones. So probably not the wisest thing to use sharp scissors with. Now I wonder if I heat that with the heat gun, which I'll try later. I'm not going to play around with that right now. Let's see about this mold. I have tons of these too. No, that's still warm. I can feel it's a little bit still warm. What about our monkey? Still warm too. As I stuck my finger in it, as you can see, he got a loopy on him. So my dogs are going nuts because they can hear me talking. But I touched it. It comes right off. So we're going to have to leave that cool for a second. So let's play while the rest of them cool. Let's play with these three really quickly. I think on our flour, which I'm so thrilled with, I'm going to use the acrylic paint dabber just because it's convenient. And I'm going to just, I have no gesso or anything on it. These take forever to come out. I should have picked a, I'm just taking the lid off here. Yeah, that's it. Get it all over myself. I swear some of these are acrylic dabbers. Rawr. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the acrylic paint. As you see, there's my damn acrylic dabber. And I'm just going to dab all over. These are great to make jewelry out of. They're great to use on your paintings, which that's what I do with them. And I've made some jewelry out of, I use amazing mold putty and resin and all that kind of stuff. And you just kind of tap it. Let's see, clear up. Yep, look at that. And then once that's dry, I might do a little brush on the top of a little darker, just to add a little pizzazz. Covers nicely. Very happy with that. All right, let me put this hot mess back together. Out of the way. Now, put that over there. Now let's try some Distress Stain on our bamboo. I'm going to do half of it with it. Now this just gives it color. It's not really getting what I'm wanting, honestly. Excuse me. It's kind of giving it like a little, you know, if you just want that little bit of color, but it's not what I want. So I'm going to wipe that off. I'm not really digging that. So instead, how about let's try Twinkling H2O. While I spray that so it can start to activate for a second. And I'm just going to use, what color are you? Harvest Soul, S-O-L, whatever that is. This. I want it to be a metallic. We'll just use Metallic Inca Gold by Folk Art. I'm going to shake it real good. Oh, you know what I might do instead? First? If I can find it. I don't know. Midnight's a dark, dark blue, but it'll work for now. I'm going to get a dark, either a black or this, I think this is black. I'm just going to squeeze out a little black of the Midnight from Folk Art. And I'm going to rub it on here. You can add a little bit of water on your finger if you want it to just kind of go around. Just to add some dimension. Can you see that, how cool it looks? And it's picking up all that little stuff in there. And if you want to trim off these extra little boopies, you can. That just, you know, squirted out when we did it. But I like them because it adds texture, especially if you're adding it to a painting. Because it's flat. And you can glue it on. But once we do that and that's dry, we could take a little bit of our gold. And just very lightly, just touch some of the parts. Just to add a little bit of contrast to it. So it kind of shows. Now, my advice, wait till everything, like each layer is dry. I'm doing this because I'm doing a video and it's hard to show everything. But look how cool that looks. It'd be nice if it cleared out. Look at that. And that looks awesome. And like I said, adding that into your art journal or wherever, or making it a pendant if you make it a little bit thicker. And these are just the mod melts. All right, last thing I'm going to do as far as these paintings, since we know that it is taken paint. I'm going to rinse off my pink brush. I'm going to go into my Twinkling H2O, give it a little mush with my brush, and go over this. Oh yeah. Now I should have done black on there to get in all them little crevices, and then did this on top. But still, what a cool look. I got the Twinkling H2Os with a coupon at Michael's. They have tons of colors, tons of packets. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a package. So you can't beat it. Use your coupon. So Twinkling H2Os go over this awesomely. Awesome. My scissors dry. Maybe I'll just add a little bit of now to the camera, just a little bit. Got a little sparkle. That's awesome. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So thrilled. Now let's try to get these out. Let's bring this back up. Yep, comes right out. Come on, baby. You can do it. Oh, yeah! Score! Look! Oh, clear up. Come on, clear up for me. Look. Everything. Oh my god, I am so excited. Mod Podge melts. Look. And all you got to do is take your scissors to clear it up. And look, I have this great thing for a canvas. And you just take your scissors and you just kind of clean it up. If you want to. I like that little crazy, creepy look. But, oh my lord. That is exciting. Oh my gosh, what I can do. So, it works in these. I have millions of these, of so many different things. Okay, so excited. I have to calm myself down. Okay, so far, got that. Now let's try the monkey. Let's see. This has no bend, so this might have been a fail. I wish I had something that I could poke in there. That would just get it started. Because once it's started, you can lift it up. But it might adhere to this plastic. Who knows? That's a baby. Come on. Get my edges up. Now I'm wondering if I hit it with the heat gun underneath for a second, if it'll release it. Because you can see it's on the monkey's face. Let's just heat it. Just for a second. And then see if that helped. Yep. It heated like shit. So that's a glob I'll probably put into my, what's it called? Oh, the thing you melt your UT in. Because that was not as successful. So don't use these. But if you need to clean it out because you do use, experiment with something, just use your heat gun. Be careful, it gets hot. So these plastic things stick with clay and paper clay and that type of thing. This thing, resin, those kind of things. I don't know if baby powder would have made a difference or a little bit of Vaseline. But I'm assuming I can get them out the same way as I did the other. Maybe just not heated as long. But by rule, I've had a very successful play with this stuff. Enough that I will buy it. and advise you to buy it too. Yeah, this is going to be a TV thing when I'm watching TV to sit and pick all these out. So, not worrying about those. So that's it. Mod Podge, Mod Melts. Definite yes. Definite yes. They take color very, very well. Twinkling H2Os, acrylic paint. You can stamp in them and then do your little thing. You can use, like the stamp. It has to be the plastic stamps. I don't think the ones on the wood blocks would work. These molds, fantastic. I didn't use my texture plate. Maybe I'll do that very quickly. I know it's getting long, but I want to try this now that it's bothering me. I want to see if baby powder makes a difference. So let me plug my glue gun in one more time. It'll just take a second. And once I learn to edit, then all this stuff will be erased. But until then, sorry. Stick the other part of my glue in there. All right, let you get hot. I'm thrilled with this, with the body. I mean, I'm thrilled with everything, all the experiments that I did, that it did come out with. Because I have so many things upstairs that, in my clay room that I could so use this with. But this is what I'm anxious about now. And I'm going to do it real quick just because. As soon as this heats up. Come on, baby. You can do it. Okay. That'll just be a second. Let's take a little bit of baby powder. So I want you guys to, use, get these because we all don't have a lot of money. And, you want to be able to, I'm sure cornstarch or something would work too. But you want to get bang for your buck and use it the best you can. Now, this might have worked. If this works on here, it might work on my dogs will start barking in a second. It might work on the other molds too that's stuck. I don't know. Let's try. Let's ruin another mold, shall we? Okay, would I close it? Of course I closed it. Why wouldn't I? Woo! Right in the face. Or I wonder if Vaseline would work, and then because you can sand these, so then you can sand them and then take it off. No, we'll just do it. You know what I mean? Like sand the Vaseline off. I'm not going to torture you guys with that, but that might be another idea. Or Pam, cooking spray. Okay, you ready? Let's see. Not hot enough yet. I've had this forever. It's an Ad Tech Project Pro. I think I've had it for 15 years. And it's heating up. Come on, baby. Be good to mommy. Yeah, so here's my blob that did not come out. And like I said, if you have one of the, gosh, what are they called? The embossing pots, the hot UT embossing pots, and they have a name, and I can't think of it right now. You could throw it in there and use it, melt it, and then pour it into a mold or do something like that. So don't throw these away, your mistakes, because mistakes, they're not bad. You can use them for whatever. This is just not wanting to work. Here it comes. Just not hot enough yet. Give it another second because it's getting hot, but it's just not hot. I tell you, these Adirondack acrylic dabbers really irk me. Half of them work, half of them don't. Spent so much money on them, so excited because I have RA and fibro, and some days you just can't hold a paintbrush. I thought, oh, these are going to be the greatest things in the world, and half of them don't even work. I've emailed Tim Holtz. I've emailed Ranger. Don't hear a word back. I get the, we received your email, and then nobody emails me back. And these would be great because so many of us artists have hand issues, whether it's carpal tunnel. Like I said, I have RA and fibro amongst, some days, you can barely move and you want to craft, and I spent all that money. My husband spent all that money and for nothing. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit on here. And then I'm going to use which might not be a wise idea, one of my credit cards real quick and just kind of flatten it out like that. No big deal. And then do another layer to make it a little bit thicker. And we'll see what that brings. I can peel that off later. And then we'll put a little bit in here. With the powder to see. And I'm not going to worry about flattening it or doing anything with it because it's going to give it like a whirl. Just because I just want to show you guys real quick and then we'll call it a video. Alright, while that's doing that, I'm going to pick. Again, these are great to keep. Just keep these little pieces with your big pile of stuff that didn't work. And you throw them in your melting pot. And then you use them, like I said, you can still use them, pour them in molds and everything else. So you're not being wasteful. And you don't feel like you're, if you experiment, you don't feel like, oh, I'm wasting it. Because you're not. Get a little jar. And maybe I'll do one of those one day too with my melting pot. Mix some powders or something in with it. Which I'm sure you probably could. Do some Pearl-Ex or something. But just kind of waiting. Still looks hot. I have an obsession with peeling. See, it's coming. I'm peeling it right off my credit card that I just did. Or ATM card or whatever the heck. I have so many of them sitting here I use. I think this is my molding paste one. Alright, so another second for that because it's not tacky, but it's still a bit warm. There's one more. I was going to try to get a little bit of UT on there, but I think it's too cool. Too cool. All right, now let's see if we can get this baby up. Let's wedge it up. Start at the thicker end. Might want to leave it cool another second, but I'll leave it cool for another second because that might be what what's holding it in the middle, because I can still feel it's a little bit warm. This one, look, with the baby powder, still needs to be a little bit drier, but it comes right out. I mean, a little bit cooler, but look, comes right out. Well, you look at that. I don't have baby powder on that part, plus it's still a little bit warm right there. How you like that? A little baby powder. And I bet you cooking spray, or a little bit, just the teeniest bit of Vaseline, a little bit of baby oil maybe, because like I said, once these come out, and they're hard, because the more they cool, the harder they get, and you can sand them. So, you know, if they're a little out of shape or whatever, or the baby powder's on them. These are really fun. I might not have even put enough baby powder in that area. Yeah, it's just still a little bit warm, that's why. But look, came right out. And you know these ain't. So those stuck. So that's my advice. If you want to use these, you can. Just use a little bit of baby powder in there. Run your finger around it so it covers it all. And it comes right out. And look at that. Oh, look. It could be a ring. But you can make so many things. And there's so many. You can get these at the dollar store too. You know, so maybe with my butterfly, if I would have, you know, put a little bit of Vaseline or baby powder, that would have worked. Who knew? Now I can just remelt this with my other pieces. And let's see this. And this isn't going to work. And it might be because the baby powder went in the holes rather than sitting on top, which could be very well the case. Because it is cool now. I'm just working my way in. And it's going to have to rip off. Yeah, nope, not going to work. And I put baby powder on it, but it didn't go on the top. It went in the recesses. So I'll just reheat that with the heat gun, take that off, and throw that in my reheat pile. So that's all we got. We did have quite many successes. Very excited for this product. You're gonna see that a lot from me. And that's what we got. Just playing with the molds that we played with. And you can't, I mean, for the price, you can't beat it. And I'm sure I'm going to sit here with 1,000 other ideas in my head. So if I do, I'll share them. But like I said, this is great. I'm really excited about these mod melts. And I'm going to go back and buy the one mold that they had that I really, really loved. And buy some clear ones and some more white ones. And play again. And I'm going to actually do something with this little disembodied girl today. So I hope you guys have a great day. I'm so sorry this is so long, but as you all know, when I start playing and experimenting, I want you guys to see. And if you have any tips, please share it. Again, the baby powder worked great with these kind of molds, and I'm sure any other kind of mold that you use. You know, these silicones, any brand you can get. I know they have them in the baking aisle with all kinds of different things you can do. This is Martha Stewart. I have tons of these. The stamps themselves, these silicone stamps, work great to stamp in. And I hope you guys play, share, and share my video. These are a definite get. If you're low on money, which a lot of us are, use a coupon. Buy the melts themselves. Play with something that you have at home. Use your own heat gun. And you're in business. I mean, you spend $4, you get, you know, how many did I say came in the package? 16 of them. And you can just sit and play. And the clear ones, you know, when I get them, I'll do a little video on them. So enjoy. I'm in love with these. So thrilled I got them. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching and bearing with me.